All right, welcome everyone to officially the last deconversion stories of 2020.
Ever.
Oh. Not ever, but of 2023, because we won't be coming back until after the new year. I think on the 2nd or 3rd. I'll double check that. But yeah. So today we have, for the final episode of 2023, we have my friend Pete Johnson right down here, who we both kind of met at the We Can Reason conference back in May. Over in Calgary there, which was a lot of fun. I got to hang out with my good friend Aaron Raw again, and there's a lot of great people there. Seth Anders was there. Many others were there as well. Yeah. Huh?
I said, he flew up.
Yeah. Lots of people did. There were a lot of great speakers for that. Pete, welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, guys.
I just want a quick shout out to Stacy from Stacy's Mom's podcast.
And shout out to Stacy's mom.
Who kind of reconnected us and made this happen, sort of thing. Because I think we had, I anywhere I go to a conference, I'm like, you should come on and tell your story. You should come on and tell your story. And I think we had spoken about that briefly at some point, but we made it happen finally. So here we are. Pete, what we do is we chat with people about the way they found their way out of their previous belief systems, the ups, the downs, the how things are going now as versus when back in the day when you were a believer, that kind of thing. So
awesome.
Just basically let us hear your story, and we might jump in with some clarification type questions, stuff like that, if we need to.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you guys like it chronological from beginning to end, or start at the end and work back?
Yeah. No, I think we start at the beginning and work our way to freedom. So to speak.
Yeah. So Tarantino style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Exterior night.
Okay. Well, the greatest trick the devil ever played.
What religion are you from?
So I grew up Christian. I grew up part of the Evangelical Free Church in the U.S.
Oh, yeah.
So a denomination, but fiercely kind of non-denominational. They're like, you can't tell us what to do.
Yeah. So
when you say free, does that mean you didn't have to tithe?
Right, 10% savings on every Sunday.
No. I gotta have my scalps, right?
Mm-hmm.
The tithing was definitely recommended, but more free in that the free association, so not governed, it speaks about how the churches associate with each other. So they weren't governed by any governing body. They're like, we're freely choosing to be a part of this. Also, we can leave whenever we want, kind of
right.
Situation.
I will take my ball and go home.
Yes. Mm-hmm. We have a rousing debate over pews versus chairs, and you end up splitting the church over it. So
yeah, the great divide.
Yes. Yeah.
Some call it aisles, but we called it tremulous.
I like pews because you can go pew 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 in there.
They're also great for laying down and having a nap, like when you just stretch out on that pew.
What are you, a chiropractor? Those things, there's never been a pew that is comkomfortable.
These were upholstered.
Prints in them too, right? So they get all
little groove. Yeah. Wherever the little holder for the programs and the Bibles are, that's where all the humps are for where the seats go.
These were they had almost like a aquamarine or turquoise kind of fabric on them. So
I do like that color.
Might have been the luxury pew.
What he does. I thought you were talking about
church. Okay. We have the crochet pew. Your buttocks will feel better in the end of this.
I remember them talking about getting new pews at the church, and the pastor was like, nope, I want them to be hard so you don't fall asleep. I was like, you suck.
What about those lean back recliners like in the theaters? We get those.
Yeah, with the massage.
Head over to Landmark.
Oh my God, with a subwoofer in the seat. Oh, praise and worship just got lit. Get every kick drum right in your butt. Oh man.
You really feel the spirit move.
Oh yeah, the spirit and 2,500 watts, baby. Let's do this.
Awesome.
So apparently, this is what we really do on the show.
I love it.
Potato salad.
Wait for Neil to show us his Lego and tell the loose eyeball story.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay,
you can scratch those 2 squares off of your bingo card tons, since you wanted to say it out loud. You cannot use those squares today.
Okay, where was that? So
free evangelical. Was there anything like especially, I know you sound like they weren't really governed by the rest of the churches, but was there anything like that is specifically like their flavor of the evangelical? Like, Catholics have mass and they have a weird Bible. Like, do they have their own thing?
They were pretty run of the mill in terms of evangelical, so that they weren't Pentecostal, so that's right out. Anything even remotely charismatic, they were not having it.
Any tongue speaking?
No. That was because they were hardcore dispensationalists, right? So all of that, that ended, right? That ended in the era of the church fathers. So we don't do that.
Yeah.
We used to joke, I mean, not quite when I was a kid, but a little bit later, we used to joke that, you can't have, why are we, what was it? How did it go? Oh yeah. Why are we against having sex standing up? Well, it could lead to dancing. So, because they were also firmly against dancing. That was right out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No dancing.
A little bit of footloose going on.
Yeah. Alcohol was also like almost, across the board off the table. So, communion was celebrated once a month on the last Sunday of every month, because you don't want to do it too often, because you don't want to make an idol out of it.
Right. You don't want to eat a whole Jesus in that much time either, right?
No. And that was definitely Welch's grape juice in there. So, yeah.
Man. Purple or white grape juice? I like their white grape juice. It's really
good. The white grape juice is delicious. Some 7-Up in there, and yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Not but some fucking vodka or something. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking lime wedge.
It's the best fucking grape juice ever. Hey.
Praise the Lord.
Me and Neil are going through communion. We brought our own ice shakers. Like, what?
Oh, absolutely. See, white grape juice isn't Jesus's blood. Well,
I
see that's something else. No.
It is. It's all his white blood cells. Okay, just calm down. Right?
It's right.
The Holy Spirit that you're drinking there, Neil.
Oh no.
That's right.
Oh yes. Oh, no. What's that thing? What's that thing? The Eucharist?
Yeah.
Don't you drink no white grape juice no more. That Eucharist gonna kick in.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, like Hellbound says in the chat, it had a very Southern Baptist, flavor to it. That's right on with that. Although the other Baptist, like the Baptist church in town, we were definitely against them. And the Nazarenes, like, every other church had something wrong with them.
What's the Nazarenes deal? What do they got going? They love Mary or something? Mary's their homegirl?
No, I don't know. I thought they were really cool, like, because all the cool kids went to the Nazarene church. Like, their youth group was way cooler than ours.
I was about to say they probably had a basketball hoop.
Yep.
That's how you get the best youth group, is you have the sweetest freaking rim. You get the chain rim. You got everybody going to your church.
You ever seen a basketball tree?
Yeah.
Oh, it's that with all the different hoop branches. It's
a
tree, and it's got hoops all around it. And you got to try and get into all the different.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, all the other churches were weird except us. Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, all those other weird churches.
Oh man, and we were convinced that I mean, obviously the Mormons weren't saved. That was a cult, and the Methodists they were too backslidden and too far gone, and the Catholics, they, again, not even Christian.
Who knows what they're talking about?
Yeah,
over there worshiping
Mennonites, great sausage, but yeah, they're not Christians either.
Yeah, so we were
not bad, but
we were very welcoming, very very accepting bunch.
All right.
So is that the church that you like grew up in? So was that like from the beginning, or was that like a?
Yeah, that was from my very first memories. That was
In your little Sunday school?
Yep. Yeah. Sunday school. And actually I went to school. I went to a private Christian school that was actually at the church.
Oh man, you can't get away.
No, you weren't getting away from it. So it was all encompassing. It was everything. Which that, like, I learned my alphabet with Bible verses. I still, I mean, it's like A, for all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God, Romans 3:23. Like, it's right there.
I mean, they could have just said apple. I mean, that is a lot for a little kid. All have sinned before God. Like, come on. I can't say yes, sis. I'm a little kid. Apple.
That was kindergarten. That was that was ingrained. Like, I was literally scared into the kingdom.
Right.
Because I was terrified that I was going to hell, that I was going to be, tortured for all of eternity. So those are my very first memories of
A's for afterlife. Jesus is watching. A's for apostasy. Don't
A's for atheism.
Yeah, don't be hanging out with those damn Nazarenes.
Oh, yeah.
He's for bloodletting that we did in the Crusades. Like, what are you teaching these? They're just little kindergartners.
Yeah.
All right. It's like 12 minutes in, and all we've done is figured out what kind of Christian you were.
Yeah.
I think it's a strong start.
Yeah, it's solid. Very, very solid. But I mean, that really set the stage for, the next, like my entire adulthood. It was all about church. They called it our church family. And, so that was all that I knew. I didn't know anything else. And I knew that we were right. I knew everybody else was wrong.
Right.
And, I knew that I needed to be saved. I needed to repent really hard every fourth Sunday and feel really bad about, all the ways in which I'd, let God down. And those were my sins that he took with him onto the cross. That was my experience.
You did that.
Okay.
I did that. I put him there.
You're old.
Damn,
right?
You looking good. I'm not gonna lie, Pete.
I know. I get this baby face. I shave. I look like a chubby 14-year-old. So
yeah, the 900-year-old Moses beard, like, it wasn't there, so that's what threw me off. But
that was, and I remember.
So it was loving. Got it.
Oh, it was very. But I mean, like, my parents, did their absolute best. Like, they were doing what they thought was the best for me and my sister. And it was their entire worldview was, this is right. But it would be, some 40 years later that I would really investigate, really start asking those questions, really start digging in and go, oh, this is kind of fucked up. Like, and not that I'm blaming anybody. I'm definitely not, but
I'll do it.
Please.
You know who you are.
But it's just like I feel like right now, because I've only been out for a year, just a titch over a year. So I deconverted last September, and it feels like this constant overwhelming sense of having to re-understand your entire relationship with reality. And it's just every day, and you can't get away from it. So that's been wild. It's been really, really wild.
I mean, I never really went through something like that because, well, I grew up in the Jewish faith. I was born to Catholics, given up for adoption, and grew up in the Jewish faith. So I was never Christian at all, right? So, But so I never really, I never really believed a lot of that shit anyways. So I never really had to change my worldview all too much, other than the fact that, well, now I don't think there's a chance there's a God out there at all. So that's what the hardest thing or the harshest change I think I had. So, and the fact that there's no afterlife, right? So,
yeah.
So,
That's been, go ahead.
So before you deconverted, like, since this is like your start, like this is your default is in the church, you're going to Sunday school.
Yep.
And then there's like a kid with a hijab, or there's like a kid with a turban because he's Sikh.
Never saw one.
Really?
Yeah, because I grew up in Northern California in like the Bible Belt of Northern California. It was extraordinarily white.
Right.
And I saw very few people who didn't look like me. It wasn't really until I got to high school.
Okay, so then how did that go? Like in high school, then like when you like, an apostate in the flesh. Like what was that about?
Yeah, high school was pretty wild because I had done, private, Christian school up till middle school, which was 7-8 down there. And then, jump into a public high school. And all of a sudden it was like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy, absolutely crazy.
This is bedlam.
And it was all the same people that I was with, that I went to school with growing up. So, those communities were still there and still strong. So you got to keep that indoctrination going, that auto-deceptive, that, like, Oren always talks about the auto-deceptive nature of faith. And yes, by that point I had taken over the reins and I was actively deceiving myself. And so I used that filter to, just apply to everybody and go, okay, well, you guys you're lost, you're, whatever. It allowed me to judge everybody. So judgmental, like so incredibly judgmental.
It's encouraged though, right? Because they're like, oh, you're just looking out for your neighbor's spiritual well-being, aka not mind your own fucking business.
Yeah. I was, I had this constant guilt as well, though, that I wasn't saving the lost. This constant sense of not doing enough, that I was not fulfilling the Great Commission, that I was not, sharing Jesus, and I was not bringing people to the Lord. That was a tremendous, like something I felt really, really terrible about. But it was also something that I didn't want to do that. Which I went and did that later on, which will be another part of the story. But, that was like, I remember so many things where I had so much guilt about, and, just bury it down, and then
rock and roll.
Yeah. Just constantly like, just bury all of that guilt and all that shame.
No, which makes it even worse.
Right.
So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you should be ashamed being a normal teenager.
Can't say them all. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but to put that on young people, to convince them, not only that they're inherently sinful, that their heart is, wicked and deceitful beyond all measure, and, to convince them of these things, and then wind them up and send them out, right?
That's just horrifying that they do that. I think
it's an effective practice because young people will believe anything, which is why they're not allowed to sign contracts or do anything else that is long lasting, but we let them go to church just fine.
Yeah, but you can make a decision that is supposedly going to determine your everlasting placement.
At 13, it may be 12. You should have that pretty figured out by then.
For me, it was 5.
Yeah,
right.
Good luck, kid. Here's the hardest question of your entire eternity.
Yeah.
The question is,
And I don't know if it was, I don't know if you guys had the similar experience, but this sense of knowing, or having people tell you this is the truth, this is the truth, this is the truth, and then never going and trying to discover whether or not that was actually the truth, just swallowing it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
I probably did that a few times in my days.
And that's,
I think it went for me until I got proved wrong on one of those things. I was like, all right, hold on, slow the whole operation down. Now we're gonna have to start verifying shit. Oh, this is gonna take a while.
would you guys you guys remember Ken Ham? You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Fuck, do I have to?
You know, I went to an ICR, Institute for Creation Research. Went to a conference where he was speaking.
Oh yeah.
You know, because we were literal 6-day creationists, young Earth. You know, the whole.
He just distorted space time. That's why the stars are over there.
Yes, created with the appearance of age.
Yeah.
So do you really think that the stars were going to fall to the earth at the Judgment Day kind of thing? Or?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Revelation was literal.
So. Revelation. I was terrified of the Book of Revelation.
Oh, I was going to ask you later or before. I don't remember. Hell dream. Did you have the hell dream? Do you have a recurring hell dream? That's a popular thing amongst former Christians, is like they put the fear of hell into you so much that you have like nightmares about it as a kid. And yeah, you don't have to go into like the specifics of it or anything.
No,
like
I never
that.
did.
No. I did.
I had some nightmares, but it wasn't really about hell, so to speak.
No, for me, it was recurring, and it was with me for years and years and years. And it was this eternal separation. I didn't have the lake of fire or anything cool like that. But I had this
cool.
Yeah, right.
Cool
fireproof surfboards.
Yeah.
Hey, Beelzebub.
Yeah, no Dio albums in this. It's just
holy surfer. Yeah. You can ride those waves.
But it was this just absolutely terrifying depth of endless black and separation, and and it, you know, basically I could scream for an infinite amount of time, and nobody heard me. Nobody was there, and it was just like
space.
utter darkness. And yeah.
I've had dreams where you try to scream and nothing comes out.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah, it's also, there's some psychological stuff behind it, but it's a whole other ball of wax.
Maybe they gave you in Revelation dreams, they just put you in the airlock. They launched you into space.
Yeah.
And they were, and you were just, that's why no one could hear you scream. You're just, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Why?
And then you got to watch the ship float away for like 2 weeks. I would be so mad.
Oh, just getting smaller.
Yeah.
And smaller and smaller.
And then you blink, you're like, shit.
Yeah, I can't find
I got nothing to look at.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, like you'd last that long.
Right.
Your insides would boil and your eyeballs would pop out. So you wouldn't.
I'm in a suit.
He's got a suit.
I got a suit for my joke.
Oh, okay. You got a joke suit.
I put one on before I flew out of the jokes ship.
Yeah, watch out for those micrometeors, right? Just
now that is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I didn't know about those when I was a kid.
Doing a spacewalk, catch a fucking flathead screw at fucking 7 kilometers a second.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, that would hurt.
Just pass right through you like you're not even there.
Yep. Damn it.
But like I grew up in like in the satanic panic.
Good old 80s.
Right. And so that was, you know, we were terrified of demons. I remember a friend of mine, like his parents were all about the evil rock beat. Like, you know, they were big Bill Gothard fans.
Beat?
Oh yeah.
Oh jeez. There's a name I haven't heard in a while.
They should stay buried, but you know, so yeah,
have you listened to Seth's podcast on the Satanic Panic?
I did.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, I don't miss a single one from that guy. Just fantastic.
Yeah, no, he's great.
But I mean,
Super
that
nice
really,
guy too.
yeah. What a gent. I had shared with Stacy and Dee when I was with them that when I had met Seth at the conference there at the We Can Reason conference, and I just went up to thank him, and he put his arm around me, and he's like, brother. And it was so wild, like so wild, because I hadn't had that experience since church.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell it was sincere, and it was just this community familiar. It was just it was pretty otherworldly.
Yeah, he's an all around really nice guy. And I felt horrible because I can't remember why I did it. I think it was because I was trying to grab something before everyone grabbed them all up. But I kind of reached across him, and he gives me this look. And I'm like, oh, sorry, Seth, I didn't. You know what? I just reacted without thinking. My apologies. He's like, don't worry about it, brother. Kind of thing, right? I'm like, I think it was literally to get those stupid skeleton pens. It's like I wanted a spine one, and I think there weren't very many left. So yeah, but so. Sorry, Seth. Like I feel bad now. I'm going to go sit in the corner and feel shame.
That's when Seth let out a Hadouken, and Neil launched across the room. He launched Neil across the room. Bankai. He just took a human spine pen and made a bankai sword.
That's right.
And that's the anime reference for all you bingo people out there.
Yes, definitely. We hit the anime one for sure.
Every show.
Where were we at?
Well, high school, I think.
Yeah,
you started noticing the different people that were out there. That holy shit, they don't have my beliefs.
Yeah. People who think differently, people who had different upbringings, and all sorts of different ways of viewing the world and what truth is, and so in a way it was really eye-opening. But the net effect that it had on me was it just caused me to turn inward. It caused me to just double down on everything that I had already been indoctrinated with, because I couldn't really handle it.
It's fight or flight. Some people fight.
And for me, I was like, okay, I gotta get more into what I was indoctrinated with. I got to get more into this version of the truth.
Oh yes,
version.
The version.
You got a problem right there if you need a version of it,
right? Yeah. So after high school, I ended up going to YWAM. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
I have no idea what that is.
It's called a French dessert.
That would be delicious.
YWAM.
The YWAM. No, it's called Youth with a Mission. And so, yeah, I mean, think of it as like a global outreach cult.
Nice.
Where you take young impressionable people out of their communities, away from their parents, and you do a discipleship training school with them, and then you send them off to a foreign country for a couple of months.
Hold it. Did you just say disciple training?
Discipleship training school, a DTS. You can look it up.
Oh my goodness. So does that mean that when Jesus finally comes back, you're going to be one of his disciples?
Think of it less as preparation for the rapture and the second coming, and more of a we need to just deepen your faith, and we need to do indoctrination 2.0. We need to, you're about it here. We need to take it up to here.
I got you.
Can we radicalize you? Can we radicalize these young people? That's what I want to do.
Horrifying.
Can I just radicalize you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right now, I wish I could drink.
It's when you start unpacking all of that, which I've been doing in therapy, but when you start unpacking all that, you're like, man, this was really messed up. And I was an active. active participant in this. Like I was just,
Wow.
I was all in.
Wow. So you're right in there with your own self-destruction, in other words.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And
well,
so
they also convinced you that was the thing to do, right? The
Yeah.
proper thing to do. So.
And-
well, absolutely.
And they're the ones that say, hey, if you're having any doubts or problems, come to us. Like they have it already baked into the scheme that even if someone is starting to have doubts, they're the authority to go to. And what's their solution? Oh, having doubts? How about super SS evangelical camp? Like it's just like the worst possible thing that the kid could have, but it is the most encouraged thing that they do for teenagers.
Yep.
Is and because they busted or flew me out to Baltimore to do something very, very similar.
Yeah.
And it was kids from all over the country just sitting here like, so what are we supposed to be doing? Oh, well, we're just going to like sneak cigarettes and make out. So,
I mean, it was like a charismatic Lord of the Flies, man. Like that's what it was.
Piggy has the tambourine.
And that was really my first introduction to, Pentecostalism and charismatic, theology and all of that. They gave us lessons on speaking in tongues.
Oh, like a translation book?
No, it was kind of like a here's how to do it, and then everybody just stood there sounding like an idiot for a while, like. And
but you guys didn't do that.
Yeah, so I was branching out, right? I was really, this was a way of rebelling, maybe. Yeah, so investigating these exotic, little spicy.
I'm going to go talk to the Pentecostals about the strange tongue.
Yeah, I mean they had a like a faith healer come one time, and he like, that guy just like stiff armed me, and I kind of like stuttered back, and I was like, wait, was that it? Like,
oh, I was supposed to fall. My bad. Come back around.
So I don't have cancer anymore? What's going on?
Praise the Lord.
Arm didn't grow back like you said it would, but
yeah, but see that kid over there, he lengthened his leg. Just kind of pulled on it.
I do that all the time.
Yeah.
Pull
my niece and nephew. I go, look. See, one of my arms is shorter than the other one. All you got to do is just, shake it really good, and they'll be the same length.
Yeah,
they're like, whoa.
Dog in the chat's got it. That was about what we were doing.
No,
hang on. Let me get my Klingon English dictionary.
Brenna from the Bin podcast, fluent in Klingon. She's not she's not registered, but she finished the complete Duolingo, and I will ask her words on occasion.
Wait, there's a registry for this?
You can get registered as a translator for Klingon. It's like a fully fledged tongue.
It's just like Jediism is now an official religion too.
Oh, now you tell me. After I joined the show, now there's a religion I could have joined this whole time. I'm a Jedi. Or am I is there a Mandalorian?
See you guys later.
Is there a Mandalorian one? Because I'd like to join that one.
I'm a believer again. I'll see you guys soon.
Let me go get my best car. I knew this day would come.
I think probably you could probably become Mandalorian if you want.
I'm on it.
Apparently Stacy can still speak in tongues. That's terrifying.
Anybody can speak in tongues, just FYI.
My daughter does.
I've never done it, and I could do it. Your daughter's an expert.
There's so much cringe. I can't. I just can't.
It's like I always say, I'm sorry. I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that again? And you've already recorded the first one. And then you see if they say the same thing on the second one. Then you record the second one. And then you play it back for them, and they go, oh. And I've actually done this to people.
Have you really?
Yeah, a long time ago, but still.
They have
you remember those little? You remember you could buy those little tiny little voice recorders because, oh yeah, don't forget to pick up milk on the way home.
Like with the little tiny tapes,
tiny cassettes. Yeah, I had like 2 or 3 of those things because I used to use them for. I'd come up with great lyrics, so I'd speak them into there, and then I'd play it back later, and then write it all down. But I did that with one of them, and I said these don't sound the same at all. what the hell are you doing? He didn't know what the hell didn't know what to respond to that.
So after that, I ended up at Trinity Western University in Langley there. So not far from you, Neil.
Wow. Yeah, Langley's close.
Yeah.
I know, and I actually had Kip Davis on a while ago. We were talking about Trinity Western.
Yeah, absolutely.
As well. Kip's a neighbor. He's in Chilliwack. It's not really that close, but
people in Chilliwack like to say they're still part of the Lower Mainland, so it still counts.
Yeah. An hour away, give or take.
Yeah.
The website is defunct, but there is a Facebook group if you would like to join the Church of Mandalore.
Excellent. The hell? Are you serious? That's awesome.
Yup. Yeah, I went to a website and I was like, I'm not clicking any more things here. So don't go to Mandalorian.church. It looks sketch. I don't know who made that website, but it's asking for a lot of permissions. Don't go there. But go to the Facebook group and you can join the Church of Mandalore. Probably with
your identity.
Yeah, probably with a couple of questions.
Yeah, make sure you get that VPN firmly in place before you do that.
This episode brought to you by our good friends at NordVPN.
Wait, what?
Give the gift of safety this holiday season.
Nothing safer than Raycon earbuds. The plugs are so bad. If you guys are selling a product out there and you want us to read advertisements, we totally might consider it. But please make it be as corny as Raid Shadow Legends, Raycon, and NordVPN. It must be that ridiculous.
It has to.
Wow. This is the way. So it sounds like you weren't really getting as much fervor from the church as you want. Were there any, did you have like self-imposed rules? Like, I know you went to the conference, but was it like, I know people in Sunday school are saying the D word, but I'm not going to say it. Were you the goody two shoes kid? Because I kind of was.
Yeah. I mean, I thought saying, oh my God was taking the Lord's name in vain. So I was the firm gosh, sayer. But always, always had that sense of guilt and shame whenever I would, transgress like all kids do. But no, I towed the line pretty good.
See, I had a similar thing too. I don't know about you, Neil, but like me and my wife, we always followed all the rules of the church and we did everything that we were supposed to do. And then we would go to school. So-and-so's hooking up with so-and-so. This person's fighting and cussing. That person's smoking. We were like, we're the only ones taking this seriously. And then it seems like most of the people that I've run into who took their religion seriously are no longer religious. Because they figured out that they were the only ones playing the game. Everyone else was just collecting
living up to the hype.
Yeah, everyone else was just collecting a check.
I mean, no, there was none of that for me. I mean, if I said something that they considered, gosh damn, dear. I mean, if I said something that was like really nasty or something, I get a smack across the face or something. My mom would go, "Hey, belt you on the back of the head. Don't say that. That's not nice." But other than that, no, there was no. My folks used to say, "Oh my God," all the time, right? So it doesn't matter. They still do. Well, one of them, anyways.
Well, you were cool, Neil. I saw your pictures. You were a cool guy.
You seem very cool.
Yeah, he's fucking cool. I was a fucking nerd.
Oh, I was a nerd. Don't worry.
Yeah, but you had like a motorcycle and comic books. So that just made you even cooler. That didn't make you like a comic nerd. You're just like the coolest comic kid. You're like,
go buy my comics on a motorbike.
You had a mustache and muscles. You were not a nerd with us. You were cool.
I was in the cool nerds club. Right?
He goes, yeah, you're right. I gotta find pictures of young Neil. Hold on, I'll be back.
I got along with just about any clique, I guess you could say, because I got along with the jocks because I had some skill for sports too, right? I played baseball and football and hockey, and I got along with the stoners because I was smoking pot. So, I got along with the punk rockers because it was a genre that I enjoyed. I got along with the metalheads because I also enjoyed metal. I got along with the everybody, right? I got that. So I was one of those, like I was like a Lego brick. There you go. Another reference. Like,
There you go.
Click me here, click me here, click me there. Or, you could also then build the Batmobile.
Oh, and it's the Adam West Batmobile.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I see that Chiron back there.
That's my son's. So I have taken over his workstation here. So
is he a Lego guy too?
He is. He loves Lego, and the more pieces, the better.
Well, that's a giant pile of Lego boxes right there.
I don't have the patience for it, but we love getting it for him. So
I love Lego. Always have. And I swore one day if they ever merged Star Wars, because Star Wars was my jam back in the day when it first came out. I actually saw it in the theater, the original. So I said, if they ever merge Star Wars and Lego, I'm buying that shit. And of course, most of that is Star Wars Lego. So, but of course, anything to do with Marvel or DC as well, I'll buy all that up. I even have the Optimus Prime. I've got the Winnie the Pooh, the Sesame Street set, the Ghostbusters with the Ecto 1 car, and yeah.
I'm still looking, y'all. Don't worry, I'm gonna find him.
Looking for young Neil.
There's no backcopter.
You've posted him somewhere. I just can't remember where.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, the one in the sleeve, or the cut off sleeveless Metallica shirt, where you could actually see how skinny I was and how fucking ripped I was, and my 80s mustache. I'm gonna grow up and be a cop mustache. But I never did that because that's just silly.
Yeah. You have so many pictures, dude. Is this a marshmallow launcher?
Yes. Yes, marshmallow crossbows. A buddy of mine started making those.
Yeah, crossbow. It's a crossbow.
They launch pretty good, man. They're awesome. He sells them for like $50 or $60. All handmade by him. You got to buy your own marshmallows, though.
Oh, come on.
Like mini marshmallows or big ones?
Big ones.
Big ones.
Yes.
And he goes, and I don't recommend you light them on fire and launch them because they will gum the shit out of your launcher and you'll probably kill somebody. Because it'll be like napalm.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, you'll be on fire, right? That's it.
Just gonna stick to anything.
So what you're saying is it'll stick to them and be on fire.
And the downside is,
yeah. I'm sorry. What did
U.S.
you say?
military is listening in right now. Oh, really?
What'd you say? It just jams up. Yeah, that's no problem. You fucking Brillo pad that shit right off of there. Yeah, cool. We'll take 1,000.
It's great. I even had one of my own, but this kid thought it was brilliant. So I'm like, here you go, kid. You can have it. So I don't have one anymore.
Too nice.
I know. That's okay. I just go get another one from him. He still makes them. He sells them to mostly countries outside of around here. So I think he sold a bunch to a shop in Australia. So it's MMX is the name of the company. MMX Marshmallow Crossbows. I think I have a video that we made for that too somewhere on his page on YouTube.
It should be a sport.
Oh yeah,
like paintball.
Yeah,
get some.
Yeah, could be.
Get some hot cocoa sponsorship.
So I got my t-shirts. I get most of my t-shirts from Redbubble because they're really good, decent quality. And they sent me this. They always send you something, a little thing with what to do, how to take care of it. It says cold wash only. Don't tumble dry. Said, all right,
don't do it.
Which I do it anyways. I just put it on low. Don't iron print and don't slap pandas. Honest to goodness, he says that. Don't slap pandas.
Now they're just all right.
You can't tell me what to do.
A lot of rules here. I pay my taxes like everybody else.
And I just finished slapping the panda right when I read that. Oh shit! I didn't know I wasn't supposed to slap a panda.
Wait, is that a euphemism for something?
Why is that number 4? It should be number 1. I was mid panda slap when I was reading the things. That's how I.
Panda slap. Is that euphemism shit going on again?
That's how I celebrate reading something that's numbered. I slap a panda.
You've gone from choking the chicken to spanking the monkey to slapping the panda.
Sometimes you got to slap that panda.
I'm so alone. I mean,
what? All right.
I'm kidding.
I changed my mind. Go to Mandalorian.church and just click away. it's fine. You'll probably be okay.
Probably. Why do I have 5 vacuums that are being dropped off here?
Oh my god.
All right, so okay, look, Mike, we're running out of time here. The guy's got to finish his story. Come on.
We're doing it. I promise.
Okay. So yeah, so I went and I got a degree in Christianity and culture. That was my way of doubling down on this. So, you know, a lot of church history, a lot of theology. So you've seen that meme where it's like, you know, it talks about, you know, if you feel like you're not qualified, like there are people out there that actually have theology degrees.
Right.
I got one of those.
Oh,
good. We'll throw you on the front lines when it comes to debate time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's, you know, that I went all in. I was all in. And, you know, the track for me was going to be, you know, going into, MDiv, Masters of Divinity. And then I was going into ministry. And, you know, we came to a point where we had 3 kids, by the time I was doing my master's degree, and we ran out of money. And so that was,
kids will do that for you.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I sold all mine to the science people.
Perfect.
No,
it's tempting
that I know of.
No. But so now, yeah, we, you know, so I, you know, left. Oh, I feel like something good's. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, tons of mice.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, the best version of a Wolverine costume I could come up with at the time. That's in Israel, by the way. So
crushed it.
Where? Yeah. That was in Israel?
Yeah, it was in Israel. It's a holiday called Purim, which is kind of like Halloween, but you get to dress up, and the object is you get dressed up, you get really drunk, and you're not supposed to know who each other are, kind of thing.
Like a masquerade.
The way they celebrated after they killed that Haman guy, with Rachel and all that shit, or was it? No, is that what it was? I don't remember. I didn't pay much attention to Hebrew school, so I was like, that doesn't sound like it's real. Come on, you go in the hallway. All right, yeah. I spent a lot of time in the hallway.
Yeah. Wow. So I ended up so after
Esther, that was her name, Esther,
there you go. I feel like there's a VeggieTales about that whole thing.
Probably.
Yeah. And
the cookies, the Hamantaschen, which means Haman's ear, are delicious.
What?
That's not terrifying.
Triangular, and they're filled with like, well, you could put they put different fillings in them now, but the traditional one was always dates, I think. Date filling. They mush up dates and stick it in there. A little extra sugar, and they're yummy. Anyway, carry
on. Yeah, so ended up leaving, you know, left the MA program, and went into working in specialty coffee. And I've been working in the specialty coffee industry for the last probably 16 years. Wow. And, you know, raising kids. And
how many kids?
3 kids.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Oh boy. I got 1. So
yeah, they're 16, 18, and 20.
Oh well, sure.
Wow.
16-year-old, go live with your siblings. Get out. We're empty nesters. You only got 2 years of school out. Get your ass out of here.
With as expensive as everything is now, I don't think these guys are going anywhere for a while.
This is the way.
Probably.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Just put the little Mandalorian helmet on the floor as an arrow. This is the way out the door.
This
like
is the
kickstart
way
you into life here.
This is the way I get to watch a movie on the couch with my wife without your asses bothering me for fucking 15 years.
It is expensive these days.
That's what
though, as
basements
you
are
said.
for, though.
That's right. That's right. I want to go live with my mom again and get out of this fucking bullshit. But she lives in a home, so it's going to be kind of difficult. Who's this? Oh, it's my son. Why is he here? Well, he moved in with me. What?
Hello.
Can I have some Jell-O?
Sir, put your pants back on. Yes.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh my God.
Pants are later.
Sorry, Mom, if you're watching. I'll see her tomorrow. Taking her. We're not doing brunch tomorrow. She has something to go in the morning, so I take her every Sunday. We go do shopping for her and stuff like that. So we're gonna have lunch tomorrow. We're going to Cockney King's Fish and Chips. Best fish and chips you can get around here.
So you're gonna get like a burger or something?
So yeah, I'm gonna get a burger. I'm gonna go for the vegan option.
Can you do you have
the
a
fish
grilled
that
cheese?
didn't eat meat?
Yeah, do you have any vegetarian fish options?
I don't think fish are vegetarians.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
want, I mean, I eat fish, but I want my
Some
fish
probably
to
are.
only eat vegetables. So no carnivorous fish, please. Weighs on my
So no
conscience.
piranha.
Yeah.
They're
pretty sure-
Dino's best fish and chips in the US. Yeah, they keep winning that. Yeah, they're awesome. There's
I'm
usually
pretty
a
sure-
lineup though, so I hope it's not doing one tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure a fish's diet is pretty much anything that fits in its mouth.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Anything it can eat, it'll just eat. And like that was food, technically.
Seen some of the mouths on some of those fish? They're huge.
Pretty big.
Some of
This
the ones
is
that
the
look
way.
small and then they open up and they're massive. And you're like, holy shit, he's got extra hinges in his jaw for fuck's sake.
Yeah, that's
Kind of like
cheating.
snakes.
That's like
No,
That's
that's
like-
nature.
that's like hacks in video games. Like you're not allowed to just like unhinge your jaw 4 times and now you can eat something bigger than Earth. Like that's cheating. You're a cheater.
That's my superpower. That's what I want. That gourmet burger, just
There's one of
Yeah.
those in North Van too as well, D. But it's not as good as the New West one. I find, anyways.
Oh man, who reads French?
Well, dog, the owners of Cockney Kings are from the UK, and they brought their recipe when they had their restaurant in the UK. They brought it with them here, so it's just like at home. If you came and had some, you'd agree. It's delicious.
yeah. Victoria and New West, like best fish and chips, right there.
Mhm. It's also Pajo's down in Steveston. They're amazing too,
Mm.
and they're on the dock, so you
Yep.
get the fresh fish from right, and they make it up. Yeah, delicious.
Wow. I found
Oh,
something really cool, but
Is it another picture of me in a Wolverine costume?
fine, I'll find something else.
Is it me in drag? Is that the one?
yeah, something with less clothes on. Come on.
No, it's
No,
this,
no.
It's
You
this
wouldn't want
sweet
that.
stained glass picture, but it's like Mandalorian eyes. I'll save it for the after party.
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, there's some sweet fucking gear coming with being a Mandalorian. I'm gonna love this.
You should see
Yeah.
the fucking bikes these guys designed to look like the speeder bikes that they have. Oh yeah, they're cool.
Never
Anyway,
considered buying
This
a
is all
motorbike.
after party shit. Pete,
Yeah.
let's get back on track here.
Yeah. So let's
what was the?
yeah, go ahead.
Because we're gonna wrap up.
Let's
here pretty
deconstruct
soon,
this
so I
shit.
kind of want to know. Yeah. I kind of want to know what were the things that made you start to go, hold on a fucking second, and put you on that path to
Yeah.
deconstruct.
So there is just a couple of things. So I started getting into more sort of progressive Christianity, more progressive theology, because I couldn't hang with the theology that I had growing up, that very dispensational, conservative, Josh McDowell, Lee Strobel, all those kind of guys. I couldn't hang with that anymore. And so I started reading wider and wider. And I started, asking those questions that I never asked before, the ones that are really uncomfortable for people. And so, I mean, for me, one of the first things to go was that whole, virgin birth piece. Because in my studies, I was doing historical Jesus studies when I was doing my master's, and so that was one of the first things where it was like, yeah, this isn't historical. All right, we're going to pitch that out. And so little things like that started a really slow burn, and it was that slow burn that created just this mountain of cognitive dissonance, though, that I had to live with as we were raising kids and teaching them, in the faith, and trying to maintain part of Christian community and trying to do all of this stuff until last year. I got to a point where I was just like, I can't do this anymore. I got to just throw everything on the table. There are no questions that are off limits. Everything is up. Everything is up for debate. And so when I finally got really honest, and when I finally started to say, you know what? I don't know. And that's okay.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it
Saying
is.
that is intellectually honest. That's what I always say, right? So.
And I was so intellectually dishonest.
We often are to ourselves, for sure.
And so, the first person that I had to sort of forgive and I had to come to grips with was myself, because I had lied to myself for so very long. And I was such an active participant in my own deception.
Hold on, Pete.
Yeah.
Pete, let me help you with that a little bit. You weren't deceiving yourself. You literally believed that what you thought was real. And that's because of your upbringing. So you were convinced of something. You ultimately became unconvinced of that thing due to evidential type things brought to you.
Yeah.
That's not, you do this to yourself in a negativity kind of way. It's just, it was the way it was. That's how we all grow up. We all grow up with some sort of, well, not all of us, but most of us grew up in some sort of belief system of some kind.
Yeah.
And we're convinced of it until we're not. So don't be too hard on yourself, my friend. You escaped something that many don't.
Yeah. I know almost no people who I grew up with, who I went to school with, who have deconstructed and deconverted. Almost none.
Yeah, it can be tough. I had a question that somebody wanted me to ask you, my friend Ansher in the chat, who's a coffee hound like me, wanted to know what element of the coffee do you have a shop that sells it, or do you are you a provider for different outlets?
I've worked in all the sectors except for green brokering now. So I used to work for a coffee roaster in Vancouver called JJ Bean. I know them. Familiar. So
I'm very familiar.
Yeah. So I started as a barista there and then worked my way up through their tech department.
I wonder if I ever ran across you.
Probably. And then now I distribute espresso equipment.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope that helps, Ansher. Ansher might be hitting you up for this. So how do you get me some really good coffee? And JJ Bean is quite good stuff. Murchie's was another one that I very much liked as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I read a book a little over a year ago, last summer. And it was called Do I Stay Christian? It was a Brian McLaren book. And his conclusion at the end of it was, yes, I do. But he really I know, right? He really nicely laid out all of his reasons why you wouldn't and his reasons why you would. And when I read that book, I concluded, no, I don't. And what was amazing was that there wasn't any judgment that came along with it from the author. Like, it was like, hey, if you don't, that's totally okay, but I do. And so he stayed, and he's still, where he's at. But for me, that launched me into deconstruction, just ramped it up, and that led me to the point of deconverting and saying, I have now demythologized and I have deconstructed all of this to the point where I don't have anything left. And that's when faith ended.
Yeah.
Just like it says under your name.
And yeah, it took me a while though, because I kept having people go, oh, when you walked away or you had a crisis of faith, and none of those things felt right. And it wasn't until I hit upon that phrase of when faith ended, and I could own that, and I could say, when faith ended for me, that's when I discovered this. That's when I really started living. I love that. I love that quote. I think it's Dan. Well, I'm not sure who said it. I've seen it.
It was me.
It's probably Mikey. But everybody has two lives, and your second one begins when you realize you only have.
That's Dan Barker.
Dan Barker. That's right.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
I'm pretty sure I said that too.
Mikey,
I got to get him on the show.
Please do.
Dan Barker.
I sent him a message a long time ago. He still hasn't returned to anything, but that's okay.
A lot of people think we're scammers, I think.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Because I get hit up like every show. We have to like kick out 13 bots. That's like, hi, I'm really popular. Would you like 1,000 friends? Like, it's like, no, get out of here, bot. And then we send out emails like, hey, we have a show where we talk about deconversions. Would you like to come on? They're like, damn bots. It's like, no, read it, dumbass. I misspelled things in there to show I was a person.
Here's the answer. See, it's Mikey who tells Dan Barker what to say. So there you go.
That's true.
That's right.
Dan usually refers to me.
Yeah.
Does this sound good to you, Mikey?
Like a little consulting.
Did we talk to him?
Nope, we have not spoken to Dan Barker.
Did we meet him somewhere? Me and you talked to him.
Never met him. No.
Freedom from.
You're thinking of John.
Is he from Freedom from Religion too? We had someone from Freedom from Religion.
Oh, you're Andrew. Andrew Sutton.
Andrew. That's who it was.
Right. We had him.
Andrew, hook us up. Come on, man.
Andrew's book is phenomenal.
Andrew, hook us up. Andrew, be cool, dude. Andrew, be cool. I'm following Dan Barker.
Be cool.
His DMs are closed.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just figure out his email address and send him an email.
On it.
All right. So if you could go back in time, Pete, and speak to your younger self, what kind of advice would you give to your younger self to maybe get you out of there sooner? Run!
Yeah, run far, run fast. What I would love to say to a younger me, maybe a 10, 11, 12-year-old me, would have just to say, don't crave the approval of your community over actually investigating what's true, over actually asking the questions.
I like that.
That's what I've been able to sort of unpack in therapy. I have a counselor who specializes in religious trauma therapy. And I mean, if people are wondering if it's worth it, it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. But that's been a big thing is realizing how much of that was really based on seeking approval. And so I traded my cognitive faculties. I traded this question asking, inquisitive. I traded that for for we like this guy. And so I would love to say that to my younger self, maybe
don't fall into that trap. Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Do you think your younger self would have believed you?
No, not even a little bit.
You're me. What?
Yeah. Growing up, I was like, they said there's the right way, the wrong way, and then Pete's way. It's just the wrong way, but faster. So
yeah. Pretty sure if I went back and spoke to younger me, and younger me looked up and went, "Oh, I got to make some serious life changes," pretty sure.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. Well, Pete, thank you, my friend, for coming on. And
yeah, thanks guys so much for having me.
It was a pleasure, sir.
Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Well, the fun's just beginning because we're gonna have an after party.
Let's do it.
So you might want to crack open another one of them cold ones.
We're gonna switch over. The after party is going to require the Balvenie Double Wood.
Oh, that's single malt.
It's gonna be that one right there, just for you guys.
I'm on my way to fucking Airdrie. I got some Macallan, but I'm not allowed to drink hard stuff. I can't. I mean, I could probably get away with like a fucking thimble of it and be okay. But yeah,
hopefully you're coming out for the next Week in Reason.
Oh, I definitely will.
Excellent. I know they already got Hemet lined up.
Hemet? No way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. It
Awesome.
Should be a lot of fun.
Oh, I hear people already popping into the after party. Well, folks, we're going to wrap this up. We are going to do an after party. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. It's always great interacting with you guys out there. So thank you guys over in the Twitter and Twitch and YouTube. Always fun having you guys here. Also, thanks to our members and our patrons. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do here. So thank you. Somebody send Neil some thimble-sized shot glasses. I have some actually. But anywho, if you'd like to be involved in the after party, you can hit Mike or me up, and we'll get you a link, and you can jump in there with us. We probably won't go live till about 6:30ish, guys. So you got a little bit of time to grab a snack or a drink or have a whiz or whatever it is you want to do. And that's about it. Until then, guys. Oh, and don't forget, if you do dig the music for these shows, check the links below. Mikey and mine's SoundClouds are both down there. So definitely check those out. You probably will enjoy some of them. Yeah, because it's all our tunes that you're hearing. So anywho, until then, guys, like I say at the end of the interview part of the show, like the late great Christopher Hitchens once said, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time. You're muted, Mikey, but that's okay. See you guys.
Bye.